Hi, I'm Beth with the University of Florida, Escambia County Extension, and we're making a few changes here in the herb garden and taking one of our vegetables and moving it to our new edible garden area. The plant I'm moving right now in late winter is horseradish. And this is a plant that really would prefer a more northern climate, but we can grow it here in Florida and get some production from those roots that we can take and harvest and use. Now, horseradish really can grow in full sun, but in Florida, in our heat, it doesn't mind a break from that sun, so partial shade will be fine. You really want a well-drained soil with some organic matter, and realize this plant's not going to look its best for some of the year because there are a few insects and leaf feeders that will kind of feed on the foliage, but that's not really why we're growing it anyway. You can grow this in the ground or a container, and what you can do is plant a root or a crown and then start your plant, and it's going to take about 4.5 months for that to be ready for harvest. We kind of consider this an annual. If you leave it as a perennial, those roots get a little bit fibrous. So what I've done here, I've loosened this big mound of horseradish, I've dug pieces out, and you can see we have these wonderful roots here. We're going to clean up outside and then take them in, and Dorothy's going to show us how to prepare some of these to add some spice to something we want to eat. So let's go into the kitchen.
Welcome to Extension Kitchen. Our recipe for today is homemade horseradish sauce. And the first step in preparing the horseradish sauce is once we have selected the roots that we're going to use, is we want to chop the tops off, and then we want to thoroughly wash them. And so I have already chopped all of the tops and also thoroughly washed our roots. So the next step, we're going to use a household kitchen potato peeler, and we're going to peel this top brown skin off of our root. Next step in our process is that we want to chop our roots, or we want to grate them. One handy kitchen utensil would be a box grater, because with a box grater you can have a very fine chop, or you can have a little thicker chop. I prefer using the food processor because it tends to make it a little bit finer product. The processor's been running about 3 minutes now. Ooh, I can smell that wonderful aroma from the spice. And I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of water to the roots, because that way it'll help make it a little creamier. And then we're going to process it for a little bit longer, maybe 2 minutes longer. I'm going to add about a spoon of salt and about 1.5 tablespoons of vinegar, and process it for about 2 minutes. Okay, now that we've added our vinegar, our white vinegar, and our salt, we're ready to start spooning up. And I have some in our dish, so it's nice and creamy. And actually, in the refrigerator, in an airtight container, the horseradish sauce will last about 2 to 3 weeks. It can also be frozen in the freezer for up to several months.